I went to Denmark, and I spoke at the schools. And I was to speak to the high schools, more than one in Denmark. And they figured that there wouldn't be enough room, so we moved to the church. No, this was in Sweden. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This was in Sweden. And the churches don't have anybody in the church hardly, because the young people don't go to church. The old people are dying out. But they wanted me to speak at the church, and they were going to bring the students over there.
Okay.
And the first thing that was told to me was, you know how it is when you get these young people together. They are very noisy, and they don't give the respect that they should have, that person should have. Those people walking, 400 and some odd, and they claimed that the last time, which was the year before then, that they had a full group of people in that church was when the Queen spoke there. They still have queens.
All right.
And king and queen.
Well, they had a queen then.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
They just didn't realize how much of a queen you was.
And
go ahead.
And the only reason they tried to make it possible for the Queen to see me, because the Queen's grandfather entertained Booker T. Washington.
All right.
This is in Sweden.
Okay.
And it happened that she was out of the country, and I was not. They were unable to get us together.
Okay.
But it was very interesting to think of the church being filled, and you didn't hear one word out of those folk until the end, when I asked for questions, because I always ask for questions.
Right.
And by the way, in many of these places, I have an interpreter.
So you and those children proved them wrong on the disorder that they had anticipated, right?
Right, right.
And those little jokers' minds was wide open, and ears were wide open listening to what you were saying?
Yes. Now, I would like for you to tell me why. I go all over the world. I speak to students in the high school, the middle school, and even preschool students. Here in Tuskegee, I have been here 30 years. Fought like everything for justice. A typical example, and one of the last ones, no doubt, that still lived, that can say that I was on that bridge when we were beaten down and killed, that I worked to bring forth Dr. King into Selma. And not one teacher, not one superintendent has said, I would like for my children to hear history. Can you tell me why?
Yes, ma'am. Ignorance, arrogance, nonsensical attitudes, all of those negative adjectives that I can pull up and throw back at you.
So you're going to destroy the mentality of the children who ought to know history.
That's right.
Because of the fact that I'm scared of Mr. Charlie wouldn't like it because you belong to that organization. I think that's the whole thing. But when are we going to break out of this cocoon that we are in?
Excellent question.
And begin to use our own minds?
Excellent question. What kind of questions did those beautiful youngsters ask you? What were they interested in?
You know, I'll have to ask you, like I have spoken to many people, adults, who've asked me questions. Mm-hmm. If I could remember all of these things, I'd be 35 years old. But I think I'm doing pretty good remembering what I did.
Okay. All right. You sure did get me that time. well, you know, maybe.
But I don't remember all, but I'll tell you what, it's usually whatever I say, I don't prepare anything.
You just come from the heart.
I just ask God to guide me.
Okay.
That I may be able to open up a way of wisdom for these young people. And by that, I mean, I tried to give them the guidelines of how to live and how to get the best of life. Now, then they begin to ask questions about how they can do it. So that's the best answer that I can give you.
Okay.